As stipulated in the electoral guidelines, ban on electioneering campaigns will be lifted on September 28, 2022, officially signaling the commencement of campaigns by political parties ahead of the 2023 general elections. The floodgates are about to open for campaigns, so you can expect the conventional media and indeed the social media to become a beehive of activities. However, it appears that the generality of Nigerians want the campaigns to be issue-based and not about personality attacks or mudslinging, which seek to divert attention from the real issues as reflected in previous electioneering processes. What are those issues that affect the masses and should shape the 2023 electioneering campaigns? That is our focus on this episode of 30 Minutes. I am Mitaire Ikpen. Thanks for joining us. Ethnic and religious profiling have characterized electioneering campaigns in Nigeria's political history. But as the nation's political culture evolves, there is growing advocacy for politicians to guard against inciting utterances and actions that could jeopardize Nigeria's democratic culture. Garba Mohammed Natala, in our first report, tells us why it is becoming imperative to have a paradigm shift towards issue-based campaigns.
As political parties gear up for electioneering campaigns, more is expected from aspirants vying for elective positions. As for Nigerians, however, this time around, they want to know who has the political will to address critical issues that lies ahead of them. Who has the antidote to Nigeria's developmental issues? In Nigeria's democratic journey, citizens have experienced numerous campaigns by politicians to win the hearts of voters. The political culture and disposition of politicians to campaigns mostly revolved around mudslinging and pull-him-down syndrome. As a result, Nigeria's political scene has been characterized by hate speech and divisive utterances while canvassing for votes. Politicians are never in short supply of all shades of sentiments to sway votes in their favor.
Instead of the reality of what we are facing, is quite unfortunate for the person, because this is our time for the people of this nation to liberate Nigeria and put Nigeria where we belong as a nation.
What if you vote based on sentiment, based on religion, ethnicity? What will it result to?
No. That has been the issue of the past. But from today, because if you vote based on religion or based on tribe or anything, when the suffering starts, like today, we are all feeling it. The situation in Nigeria today does not know religion, does not know tribe. So what we are going now is for the best, and for the best. That is it.
If we really want Nigeria to work, we should look for somebody that is ready to understand that this is humanity. This is not all about white or black, or an Asian man, or a black or African man, an Hausa man, but we are all brothers. We have black skin. You understand? So that's what I'm trying to say. So it should be based on record. What have you achieved? What are the people around you? If you are a big man, what are people benefiting around you? Are they really progressing? How do you treat them?
Through democracy, there is no barrier of religion. So if you are a true citizen, so you have to vote anybody that it can work for your people.
We the voters, we should consider this person, is he capable? We should after who can do this work for us. Forget about sentiment or ethnicity. We are not after ethnicity. We are not after sentiment. Or you are from Yoruba, we are from Hausa, we are from Igbo, we are Christian, we are Muslim. They are just using us to confuse us. We are not after that. Let us see who can perform, who have demonstrated, who have tested and trusted. You have never laid anything on the ground about the politics. You think we can just give out we have tested and you have failed. We cannot give you again. Who have failed, let them go. If we have failed, we have failed. Let us try who do we think he has performed something before.
While politics of bitterness is being perceived as a Nigerian problem, there are those who think it is not peculiar to Nigeria.
As common as it is, there has to be differences because attitudinal issues vary from nations to nations. Ours is peculiar because of their Nigerian attitude. If you go to other countries, I wouldn't want to mention names, but certainly as a democratic process, politics everywhere is politics. The only difference is the attitudinal, disposition of the various citizens of the respective countries. Others will engage in minimal level of mass-linking, propaganda and whatever, campaign of character assassination and so on. But other countries, you'll find that it will be at the minimal level.
Last election in Kenya was defined by ethnicity and region. Don't forget the fact that Ruto and Raila Odinga fought that election based on region, and it was based on their calculations that the region, based on the calculations that we give them vote. But they tried to color it in such a way that they presented it as issue-based politics, and region was part of the calculation. Though you couldn't say religion because the two candidates are Christians, so you couldn't have said religion, but ethnicity largely played an important role. It won't go away, but what we're saying is the forces for issue-based politics should outweigh the forces for ethnicity and religion in this country. So in terms of quality of campaigning issues, Rwanda is not doing badly because the man that is there has been elected and re-elected, not because he comes from a particular ethnic group, but because he's living the dreams and aspirations of the people, irrespective of the accusation level against him that he's a dictator or that he doesn't allow opposition. The question I always ask when you talk about democracy is, if somebody that is there is doing what the people want, why must we change the person for the sake of changing the person?
In recent times, Nigerians believe issue-based campaign has become necessary for them to be able to assess the candidate's knowledge of the challenges affecting the masses and whether they have convincing strategies to tackle the challenges head-on.
You find out that the monetization of the political system has spoiled our system greatly. And if an electorate will say that he will not vote a candidate until the candidate that has the money or until a candidate that gives him money, you see, we cannot change this country through that process. The electorate has a responsibility of electing credible candidates, not based on the size of their pockets, but based on the ability to add value to governance, the ability to bring a change, not only a change, but a positive change to this our great country, Nigeria.
Through various accountability mechanisms, candidates are expected to be engaged on topical issues bordering on security, industrialization, poverty, challenges of people living with disabilities, and so on. What is the roadmap to addressing some of these challenges, and why the need for issue-based campaigns? In the eyes and thinking of the public, gone are the days when politicians dwell on trivialities rather than the real issues bordering on access to healthcare, housing, and living standards.
Is to have the electorates organize themselves in such a way that the organized debates, as we see in civilized, more civilized communities, we are learning our mentors in terms of politics would be America, and we see how they do their selection process. If people select based on what they have really questioned those candidates of what they can offer. The quality of their programs, the quality of their agenda, the quality of their manifesto should be the determinant for selecting them. But then don't select them based on what they have given you in terms of monetary or consideration or otherwise. You should select them based on what they can offer, what their documents say in terms of manifesto, agenda, or their approach towards solving our governance challenges.
Experts believe the electoral umpire and other regulatory bodies should be strict with the guidelines that will assist in regulating the conduct and tone of electioneering campaigns and spell out the roles of all stakeholders in ensuring a peaceful atmosphere before, during, and after the 2023 general elections.
The United States has stabilized, and in the United States, I'm sure you've seen what Nigerians have seen what is happening in the Mar-a-Lago issue affecting former President Trump and the way that citizens are asking questions, that would really happen in Nigeria. And if it happened in Nigeria, they would say, oh, because the person is from the north, or the person is not a Christian, or the person is a Muslim, and so on. But the question that you are in and out of the office accountable.
I am of the opinion that the Nigerian state should criminalize campaigns based on ethnicity and religion. It should be purely issue-based because nobody has been punished for this. So we accept it as normal.
So there's no template for this campaign?
No, you see, the only thing that we know are issues that the government felt is leading to chaos. For instance, when you talk about cyberbullying, when you talk about misinformation, when you talk about hate speech, in this hate speech is coming on the heels of our return to democracy. So, and democracy is about freedom of expression. If you want to be mad, just be mad, but don't display your madness on me. That is democracy for you. So if I want to go naked, yeah, you can go naked, but don't insult my sensibility as a person because I'm equally a stakeholder.
Now the stage is set. Nigerians are eager to align themselves with outstanding candidates that will not only focus on issues, but prefer cutting-edge solutions.
Many thanks to Garba for that incisive report. More Nigerians now want politics of bitterness relegated to the background so that the real issues affecting the masses can occupy the front burner during the 2023 electioneering campaigns. Now, Thomas Mitaire in our next report brings us the views of a cross-section of Nigerians on specific issues that should shape the political campaigns.
The security and welfare of citizens remain the primary purpose of government as enshrined in the Constitution. This is why citizens look forward to political campaigns to hear what the candidates of political parties want to offer to sustain or improve on the level of development that is on ground. Many Nigerians do not want the 2023 electioneering campaigns to be business as usual. They believe the usual politics of rancor, campaigns characterized by hate speech, as well as ethnic and religious bigotry, must give way to issue-based politics and campaigns, where political candidates will lay out practical steps they intend to take to solve developmental challenges.
Gone are the days when presidential candidates will come and castigate each other. I don't like it. I don't like the aspect of saying that political party ruled for this. These are all rhetorics. Let's go back to the basis. We need an implementable budget. A budget that you can see the performance, you can see the indicators, and you can see them playing. We need a president that will carry women and youths along.
Campaign issues should be based on your antecedent, what you have done in the public offices where you find yourself, your capacity to be able to improve in the life of the people you intend to govern.
I want a situation whereby a leader who has capacity to appoint should look for the best. Nigeria is in a state of emergency. We're in a state of economic emergency. Is it power? Is it education? Is it security? Name them.
In the areas of security, expectations are high among the electorates for a roadmap that will address security challenges squarely across Nigeria.
All this external aggression and supply of weapons and so on, they come in through borders. So the ability of the president to have a very good foreign policy that would be all-inclusive, that will be very friendly with the neighbors, that would support our neighbors, to a large extent will help us to mitigate smuggling of weapons and ammunition and so on.
Security is number one. You don't talk about economy without security. You don't talk about infrastructure without security. You don't even think about infrastructure if you don't have an enabling environment. The enabling environment is out to be security. The environment must be secure for people to come to invest. So everything boils down on the security. Security should be number one, security is number two, security is number three of agenda of anybody that is coming in as a president of a different country.
Industrialization is believed to be the bedrock of economic growth and development. Nigerians look forward to industrialization strategies that will transform Nigeria from a largely consuming to a producing nation that is globally competitive in the production of processed and manufactured goods across various value chains. Political watchers are of the view that political parties and candidates with clear vision of how to industrialize Nigeria and revamp the manufacturing sector are likely to win the hearts of Nigerians.
We want to see an issue-based matter. How do we revive and be able to now create our own industries? Which day are we going to start manufacturing our own aircraft? How are we going to do it that the world will come to us? We are not going to world anymore. When down on China, they closed their country, and within 40 years, the world is going to China today. When it down on Dubai, they only have 3 mineral resources, which is the sun, the water, and the sand. And they create tourism. Today, the world goes to Dubai. Dubai don't go to world. We have over 50 resources, uncountable resources that will bring the world to us. This is what we want our politicians to be talking.
There are also expectations that the nation's next democratic elected administration will have the political will to sustain the fight against corruption and take it a notch higher.
Corruption is even the cause of insecurity. It's a result of corruption that you see various people, youths, take arm because they have nothing they are doing. The money that was meant to be developing or creating job opportunity and creating a good environment are looted by few individuals that have opportunity to be in the corridor of power. So corruption is a massive in Nigerian system. Every country fight corruption, even including the United Kingdom, including the US, including the Western world, China. They're fighting corruption with headlong, day in and day out. But there is massive corruption in Nigerian governing system. And any government that is coming on board should be able to give us the blueprint how to fight this corruption. We must know what you want to do or to put in place to be able. Fighting corruption is a different way. You may be chasing somebody because he perceives he stole money. You say you're fighting corruption. For you to fight corruption, block the leakages. The institution must be strong.
The challenges facing the health and the education sector, such as lingering ASU strike, migration of health professionals abroad, and infrastructural inadequacies, are issues also dear to the heart of Nigerians in the search for workable solutions.
Primary healthcare system has to be revamped. People should be able to access healthcare within the proximity of their communities, but not just building. We shouldn't be having empty buildings, but we should have the resources, people that will drive the healthcare system. It's very important.
The ASU issue, we have to sit down and there must be a fee. And this fee, those who can afford it, definitely there are parents who can afford fees in the public schools. Those who cannot afford it, government must also make a provision in such a way and manner that loans are provided for them to have access to.
Many Nigerians believe that the power sector holds the key to rapid economic growth and are desirous of practical solutions to the challenges bedeviling the sector in Nigeria.
Another thing the incoming president should be thinking of is the issue of electricity, power. You cannot build the economy in a generating economy. The small, medium, and enterprise business are dying because the cost of running the business, some of them cannot afford it. If you don't have money to buy gas, at about 800 or 800 something per liter, you can't power your businesses. Meaning that you go back to the house if you cannot afford to light up your business environment. So electricity is another challenging situation that we have that need incoming government to deal with head-on.
You see, the most important aspect has to do with the power. Once we have power, the SMEs can operate. And once you have a policy direction, you can drive those SMEs. But whatever you want to do, once the factors of production are very expensive, the business may not thrive. We must be able to drive them to take opportunities of certain agreements like the AGOA Treaty and so on. Our people need to be shown the way to take advantage of those kind of bilateral agreements.
Therefore, what we will look at that they should bring into front burner today is, first of all, how do you put electricity that we have into use? How do we de-emphasize the issue of national grid so that we can light our rural populace to stop immigration from the rural to urban and to create employment opportunity and economic activities in our rural areas.
Experts also believe that although the oil and gas sector is Nigeria's mainstay, the non-oil sectors are critical to economic diversification and growth.
Be it aquatic resources, which is abundant in the oceans and rivers. Is it the streams? Is it the fish? Streams are even costlier than the crude that we are polluting our environment with. How do we take comparative advantage of our solid mineral, God gift? Today the world is looking for lithium. Are we going to still allow raw materials out of our country? We must take advantage of these mineral resources to ban exportation of any type of raw material until it is processed in our country. That is taking advantage of our home giving. Are we going to take, what are they looking at, taking advantage of our agricultural resources? Do we still want to continue exporting our gum arabic raw? We have the best gum arabic in Borno axis, Lake Chad belt. We have the best wheat in the world. We have the best cocoa in the world. We have the best cotton. We have the best cashew that Indians are going killing themselves for. We must take comparative advantage of this. What we want to hear from our politicians is, how do you take comparative advantage of it to create opportunities for Nigerians?
Nigerians are no longer interested in the rhetoric of political office seekers during campaigns, but anticipate clear ideas and direction as well as good manifestos.
And we must start looking forward to a president that, will not look at the ethnic, area or the religion or the gender. A president that is a driver, a visionary leader. Look at what is happening in UAE, for instance. The president that will build hope back into the people of Nigeria, because right now a lot of people are hopeless and they do not believe in the project Nigeria. So we have to restore that patriotism. We have to see that Nigerian eagle soaring high, flying high. We have to see our flag and be proud of seeing that green and white color.
They have to be standard from anybody who is vying to that exalted office as a president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, to be able to tell the people what he has within his capacity to bring to bear, to better the economy, to better the security, to improve on the security, to improve on the welfare of the people. This is what we want to hear. But let's hope that as they're lifting the ban the next few weeks, that they'll toe the line of campaign, issue-based campaign, prosperity, unity, to unify the country. You don't divide people, you will tend to rule.
The consensus is that when the 2023 electionary campaigns kick off soon, regulatory agencies should play their roles to ensure that political actors stick to the rules and the issues.
Thank you, Thomas. It is apparent that Nigerians look forward to practical blueprints and solutions to the nation's developmental challenges, and also expect the 2023 electioneering campaigns to be issue-based. It remains to be seen whether the campaigns will be as expected. That's 30 minutes for today. Thank you for your time. I am Mitaire Ikpen. See you next time.